What is going on? Bill Eyes Guy here. Today is the... What is the day today? Today's the 14th of May, 2016, and I am making a follow-up video to a video that I made quite a while ago, which was Australia's anti-piracy laws. This was posted by Spandus Lou, I don't know, I hope that's how you say that, on the 20th of February, 2016, which was not too long ago now. But some good news nonetheless. And I don't know why it took me so long. I don't really read that much news online. I'm often really just way too busy to kind of do any reading at all, really. Outside of my very small, closed circle of reading, which is mainly technical manuals and books. So, I thought, you know what, you guys really liked my other video for some reason, so I would do a follow-up for you guys, and in a positive light this time. So we're going to read this article, and as I always do when I read an article, I go through and I comment on it, and I put my own spin on it. And I would also just like to thank someone for kind of giving me that idea in the beginning of how to do this kind of a format, which is Sargon of Akkad. If you guys don't know who Sargon of Akkad is, just YouTube Sargon of Akkad. He's a really awesome guy. He has no idea who I am at all, but I'm a big fan of his work and his videos, so go check him out as well. He's very politically driven. All of his videos are very politically driven. They're very anti-SJW, which I believe is a good thing, and I'll probably get a lot of flack for that as well, but I'll probably, if you guys want, I'll make a follow-up video as to why I'm very anti-SJW. But anyway, so let's go on. So, I guess I gotta say that because they put a pirate in the video, but let's continue on. So copyright content owners have been pushing for an industry code that would require Australian internet service providers to send warning notices to subscribers suspected of illegal downloading. Well, that's because they're going out of fucking business, and the ones that are going out of business are actually people like Telstra, sorry, not Telstra, Foxtel, and all of those ones in this country, because they can't keep up with the times. Because you know what? They're so backwards in their ways of doing things that the actual market has moved on, and they're trying to put up an artificial sort of Berlin Wall where they'll stop people from getting to all the new technology and new ways of watching and subscribing to content, whatever else, because they're not part of it, so they're losing money. So I don't blame them for being scared. But this knee-jerk reaction is kind of coming to an end, and we'll go over that in a minute. This code has now been canned. It is done, finished, sealed. It got punched in the face and knocked out. According to a report, the reason, it would cost too much to implement. Well, we all fucking knew that to begin with. Like, we all knew that. Let's be honest. And here's what you need to know. Well, thank you, Gizmodo, for telling me what I need to know. Dubbed the Three Strikes Code, the regime would see ISPs assist rights holders in sending out a series of letters to suspected pirates. Like pirates give a fuck what people have to think. These aren't pirates. These are like mom and dad and, you know, your sister and whatever else who doesn't even really understand what piracy is. All they know is that they can go onto a website and stream the latest episode of Game of Thrones or whatever. They're not even aware. They're not some cynical pirate on a ship and they're coming to raid your movie studios or whatever. That doesn't happen. That's never happened to you. If that has happened to you, you need to get better security on your movie sets. But no, I digress. That's never happened, and although I would just like to say that I don't condone piracy of software, content, movies, music, and all that kind of things. I think that paying for it is not a bad thing. I just think that these people make it very hard to pay for these things, and I want to make that a talking point of this video as well in a little bit. But let's read on. The notices work on a three-strike model, with each letter becoming progressively more serious. That's funny. Progressively more serious. I can just imagine, like, the first one is just like, please don't do this. No, and then the second one's like, no, seriously, don't do this. And the third one's like, we fucking warned you. Please don't do this. You know, I just can't imagine, like, why would the first one be less serious than the third one? You're gonna cut my internet. Fantastic. I'll go to a different service provider. If 3 notices are sent in a 12-month period, then ISPs are supposed to quote-unquote, facilitate an expedited discovery process to assist the rights holder to enforce its copyright. you have gone to me. I mean, I know this is now canned, but like, come on, were they ever really expecting this to make it into any of these court systems? Like, the court systems in where I live are already absolutely just cannot keep up with serious cases. Do you really think that they're gonna care about like someone downloading an 800 megabyte movie or whatever, and sitting back in their lounge room and watching it? Like, no. And is it a crime? Yes, I will concede it's absolutely a crime, and it's not a good thing. But they're not really hurting anyone, and I say that sincerely, and the creative industry, of which I would consider myself sort of a part of, no one died. At the end of the day, you had a monetary loss, and at the end of the day, we all have monetary losses. I'm sure that my videos have been stolen and put up on the internet, other places, and I'm not getting revenue from it. Do I care? Sort of. Does it really destroy my life? No. It's just a fact of being a creative person, is that people who really like your work are gonna copy it. That's just what happens, right? And I'm sure that someone will probably take this video, if it gets enough views and likes, stick it on Facebook, and I won't have any control of that. And am I gonna go chase them down for copyright infringement? No, that's insane. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep working on my content. I'm gonna keep producing new content, and that's just all it's gonna be. There's no point, right? And sorry, it just annoys me, right? Anyway, so they go on to say the code was in development while the Dallas Buyers Club court case was still active. If those of you who don't know what that was all about, basically the Dallas Buyers Club, whichever studio made that movie, I think it was Sony or someone. They went ahead and actually sued a bunch of people for downloading their movie, and I think they won. I'm not exactly sure, but I think that they won. But the only thing which really came out of that was that they actually destroyed some individuals' lives. Did they stop people downloading their movie? Absolutely not. Of course, how can you stop people downloading your movie? That's insane. If you don't know how the internet works, then I can understand why you would think that you can stop people, downloading your movie. But if you do understand, right, and you're just being naive, well, that's all I can say. And I'm sorry if I just broke anyone's ears with that noise. So, the court case has finally come to a close with the rights holders for the film throwing in the towel. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even read on. I haven't read this article. I like to do these fresh. So, they lost. Doesn't that just show that you shouldn't have been doing this in the first place? There are better ways, and I'm going to give the industry a little heads up as to how that they can solve this problem, and I won't even charge them for it, right? I won't even charge them for the idea. Since the final draft code was sent in for approval with the Australian Communications and Media Authority, which, if those of you who only know them by the acronym, that's the ACMA, last year, it has faced a series of delays. There was still way too many details that need to be ratified, and the ACMA approval process was also stalled by the Privacy Commissioner, Timothy Pilgrim. I don't know who that man is, and I don't know what he does outside of this, but I would like to go up and give that man a big hug for just destroying this whole thing. It's just fantastic. Who wrote to the Media Authority expressing his concerns. Damn straight he should have had concerns about this. This was the most invasive thing that's happened to the internet in this country. Well, not the most invasive, let's be honest, there's much more invasive things, but, the most invasive privatized thing that's ever happened to the internet here. The code was something that rights holders heavily pushed for, but it has been revealed that they no longer want to pursue this route, according to a report by CNET. I'm not really surprised. They probably lost more money from this, political witch hunt than they did from actually making content. And they lost more money from this than they probably did from piracy itself. So I'm not surprised that they eventually gave up. I would have given up a long time ago because, I care about the numbers in my bank account sometimes. Clearly these people don't. They just have money to burn. But anyway, they go on to quote Village Roadshow. We reached the conclusion after having an independent audit firm evaluate the cost of sending out the notices, and we concluded that it was too much of an imposition to ask the ISPs. I'm sorry, that has got to be a lie. They do not care about the ISPs. Like, if they really do care about the ISPs, this world is is burning in reverse. It's like not burning anymore, but I can still see the flames, so that's definitely not their motivation, let's be honest. And also from our own point of view, the amount it would cost, of course, from their own point of view, how much it would cost. Why not just say how much it would cost you, right? How much it would really cost you to implement this scheme. Just don't lie to us, right? Come on. We concluded that it was too much of an imposition to ask the ISPs, but it would also be, from our point of view, the amount it would cost. So we decided to not push it forward. Didn't we talk about this like a year ago now? So it took them a year to figure that one out. It's just weird. Anyway, Burke noted that an automated system would cost far less than issuing the infringement notices manually. Oh, that's good. Well, we'll see how that one plans out. I can only imagine disastrously. He warned that an automated system is in the works, but did not reveal when rights holders would look to implement it. Now, just because the 3 strikes code has been kiboshed, that is a horrible word, Gizmodo, come on. Who wrote this article? Let's just check. You need to work on your writing skills, Missy. Anyway, completely irrelevant. He warned that an automated system, now, just because the 3 strikes code has been kiboshed, doesn't mean that those who download content illegally should breathe a sigh of relief just yet. The development of the code was ordered by the federal government, which has threatened to bring legislation to fight content piracy if rights holders and ISPs couldn't come up with a scheme to do it themselves. Well, we'll have to wait and see how the government responds to this news. Probably disastrously as well. This government can't do anything, right? Why would you think that they could implement something so drastically impossible on such a drastically large content platform like the internet? Dun dun dun! Village Roadshow, Australian federal law. Oh yeah, this was funny. I read this a while ago. I just didn't bother making a video of it because it just seemed too silly to be true. But Village Roadshow, Australian federal court should force ISPs to block pirate sites. I just can't even. Have they looked at the rest of the world that tried that and gone, yeah, nah, that didn't work, but we can do it. We can do it. I've never heard of a VPN or a proxy or, any kind of circumvention technology, but we can do it. I know we can. It didn't matter that it didn't work for the UK. It didn't matter that it doesn't work for the US. It didn't matter that it hasn't worked for any other country that's ever tried to implement this scheme. We, this country in Australia, we can definitely implement that. No problem. We'll just start blocking massive IP ranges, or we'll just block IPs, or we'll just block domain names or whatever else, and that'll be it. We'll totally destroy the internet in this country. Or if we don't have to go down such an invasive route, well then there's no point. And do you really think that ISPs are going to want to implement this? It's just another massive cost that they have to wear for absolutely no gain to them. And if you're going to implement legislation, you better be compensating them, because a lot of us have shares in ISPs in this country, like Telstra. And do you think we want to be wearing the cost of this? Absolutely not. Anyway, I promised that I would tell these companies how they can solve this problem. And the simple answer is Netflix. Netflix, and then a whole bunch of exclamation marks after that. And you might be thinking to yourself, how on earth could Netflix possibly solve this issue? Well, let's just say that I don't like piracy. Right? I don't pirate content. But I also don't go and watch content that I can't get access. I also don't go and watch content that I can't get access to. So that's just lost revenue anyway, right? They've already lost the revenue that I would have otherwise. I'm not going to go out of my way and pay $50 for a movie or $40 for a movie. That's not going to happen. I'm also not going to pay $30 for a CD. I'm also not going to pay, $15 for an episode of a TV show. It's not going to happen. So you might be wondering to yourself, well, do I miss out on a lot of content? And the answer is absolutely not. What I do really do a lot is I pay for streaming services that are legal. I pay for them, I pay for Netflix, I pay for Google Play Music, but of course there's Spotify, but that's just technical differences that I appreciate in one or the other. I sometimes buy reasonably priced content off of Google Play, TV shows that aren't on Netflix. But the answer to the problem is, put everything on Netflix and stop region restricting all the fucking content. I'm really sorry, and I don't like to swear on my videos too much, but oh my god, it's not complicated. Stop just if you have all your shows on Netflix in one region, right? Put them in every region, right? Make Netflix a global distribution platform. I really don't see why you wouldn't want to have all your shows available in say every region, right? Isn't that more revenue for you? And people will say to me, well, the reason that they do it is because then they can sell it at an inflated price. That's true in some cases, but in most cases, we can't even get access to it here. Now, I've heard some other pretty funny and ridiculous things, like it takes time to get the show to the countries. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Upload it to a file sharing site, which is, privacy or whatever, right? Push all the files up and download it. Or put it on a CDN. Put it on Netflix's content distribution network, right? They'll seed it out to the rest of the world in days. It will not take them any amount of time to get it propagated through all their servers. I just can't believe the insanity that all these movie studios run on. And I just can't imagine the amount of profit that they're losing that they don't even really realize, or maybe they don't even care that they're losing because of their old and tired business model. But, I'm not really going to change that. All I can do is keep making my videos and hope that people distribute them in a way that will get me more and more viewers anyway. I'm a Bitwise guy. Thank you guys for watching. If you are just looking to watch my normal, regular tutorials, of course, a new one will be coming out tomorrow. I may even do 2 again like I did last weekend. And yeah, that's it. Peace and have a good week.